Scrap the oil and gas production cap today. Get rid of Bill C-69, the No New Pipelines Act, today. Scrap the insane electric vehicle mandates and federal electricity regulations right now, and approve oil and gas pipelines and transportation corridors through BC, the north, and to the east coast, and guarantee. So I don't have much faith in Justin Trudeau 2.0. He is leading the same band of cabinet ministers who are now claiming victory by removing their own destructive carbon tax that they've been defending for the last 10 years. There is only one real choice for Canada, for our next Prime Minister. There is only one leader who will dismantle the nation-killing policies of the Liberals and NDP, and that, my friends, is federal Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilevre. Kind introduction, Dale, and thank you and welcome everyone to the 2025 UCP Edmonton Leaders Dinner. And it is so great to be back in Edmonton at this beautiful time of year. The snow is melting, the sun is shining a little longer every day, and the whole city is coming alive with the sights and sounds of spring. I was just looking out onto the river valley. Oh, I love Edmonton. I've spent so many years living here in my work as a public official, and this city truly holds a special place in my heart. Our party is committed to Edmonton because we believe in this city, in its people, hardworking families, entrepreneurs, and innovators who love this province and want to protect the Alberta advantage for their children for generations to come. Our party is committed to Edmonton, and Edmonton's taking notice. Just look around this room tonight. We have 1,500 tickets sold. This is truly, so that means that this is the largest Edmonton event in UCP history. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. Now, of course, an event like this one doesn't just happen on its own. It takes countless hours of hard work, dedication, and planning. And that's where our incredible volunteers and staff come in. These folks are the lifeblood of the UCP, the ones who give their time, energy, and passion to ensure that our party and our province are strong. And I do want to take this moment to recognize all of our party volunteers and staff, including our incredible executive director, Dustin Van Voot. He told me he'd be back at the bar somewhere, so he worked really hard on this one. And of course, our party president, Rob Smith, he wishes he could be here this evening. He is not, but he's doing amazing work as well. I also want to recognize the co-chairs of tonight's dinner. I know Darren Dursling is out over here. Thank you, Darren. Sonia Egi-Samu, as well as one of our co-chairs as well. She also serves as our VP of fundraising. You guys did a great job. Please join me in giving these hardworking folks a well-deserved round of applause. Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern, CPKC. Of course, they have the Transcontinental Railway that now allows Edmonton and the Capital Region to ship their goods all the way down to Mexico. We have also created the Alberta Forum, and that focuses on expanding the highway and rail corridor between the industrial heartland and Prince Rupert so that we can gain more access to tidewater for Alberta's commodities to the east. And we are also building on Alberta's national and international reputation as a leader in artificial intelligence with our new AI strategy, powering the future of artificial intelligence. Edmonton continues to be a bustling hub, and one example of that is AMI, the Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute. They have done tremendous work in raising over $1.5 billion in venture capital, helping to catalyze innovation and growth in Alberta's AI sector. Now, in 2023, an important outcome and promise of our UCP government was that we would cut personal income taxes for all working Albertans. And through Budget 2025, we not only kept that promise, but we also fast-tracked it from the plan that we laid out last year. So with this tax cut, individual Edmontonians and Albertans will receive up to $750, while two-income families will receive savings of up to $1,500. And in total, this tax will put $1 billion more back into the pockets of Albertans this year, especially as we're going through some of the issues around tariffs and the impact that that's going to have. So that means more money for you to spend on your priorities, whether it's paying your bills or saving for a rainy day, taking your kids to an Oilers game, or hitting the shops on White Avenue or at West Edmonton Mall. Now let's talk about, recently we announced the groundbreaking $408 million partnership between the province, the city, and the Oilers Entertainment Group. And this collaboration is truly a game changer. It is poised to continue the transformation of Edmonton's core. It'll create an exciting indoor-outdoor events park next to the Rogers Place and propel the development of the Village at Ice District. And further, this project will clear the way for essential housing construction with the demolition of the aging Northlands Coliseum. This transformation is pivotal to Edmonton's future, and I am proud that our government has committed up to $183 million for this revitalization project, which 6 business groups told us was their #1 priority in helping to accelerate the development of downtown. So that's one thing that we're going to be doing for downtown Edmonton. Let's talk about this tariff situation that we're facing with our neighbors in the south and where we must go from here as a province and a country. And let me start by saying that these threatened tariffs are terrible public policy. They hurt families and businesses on both sides of the border. They raise consumer costs and damage supply chains. They cause uncertainty and depress investment by the business community. They destabilize critical alliances and undercut the credibility of agreements entered into between our two nations. Canada and the United States share one of the closest trade relationships in the world. Alberta alone exports well over $100 billion in energy and agriculture products south of the border every single year. These raw resources, livestock grains, are then upgraded or processed into more than $300 billion worth of value-added products for our American workers and companies. American businesses and consumers rely on a vast array of Canadian products, from essential agriculture inputs to raw materials and manufactured goods, our oil, our natural gas, timber, wheat, canola, beef, and so much more. The Americans do not subsidize Canada. In point of fact, we subsidize the United States with our cheap oil and gas, and it falls well below world market value because of ruinous federal, Liberal, and NDP policies that have landlocked one of the largest energy reserves in the world and made us beholden to just one customer. So, as for America apparently not needing anything Canada has, here are some simple facts. Americans consume 21 million barrels of oil per day, but they only produce 13 million barrels of oil per day. And they also have declining oil and gas reserves. So they have to get the balance from somewhere, and our particular variety of heavy oil is one of the things that is best suited to their refineries, and they can get it right here in oil country, Alberta. The alternative is getting it from countries like Venezuela and Iran. So yes, the Americans need what Canada and specifically what Alberta has, and they will need it more and more with each passing year. And we in Alberta are more than happy to provide that needed increase in international oil and gas to the Americans if, and only if, we have a mutually beneficial free trade deal that is honored by both parties. But you know who else needs Alberta? Even more than the Americans? Canada. Yeah. Alberta has been driving the majority of growth in Canada for the last decades. We have been subsidizing the rest of Canada to the tune of $20 billion plus a year through federal transfers and taxes and equalization. And our reward for doing this, we have seen pipeline project after pipeline project canceled. We have seen law after law passed to punish this province, destroy our primary industries, and keep our resources in the ground, all while demonizing our province's oil as dirty and milking our people for as much cash as possible to transfer to other parts of the country with presumably friendlier voters. As concerning as this tariff threat is from the United States, President, it pales in comparison to the sustained economic attacks our province has faced from our own government these past 10 years. It is not too much for us to ask for the federal government, and other provinces for that matter, to stop imposing devastating policies on our industry and blocking critical energy projects. They need to quit costing our people their jobs and their futures. Enough is enough. And that is why earlier today, we introduced amendments to the Critical Infrastructure Defence Act to defend Alberta from the Liberals. They call it an emissions cap. We know it's a production cap. This will designate oil and gas production sites and facilities where emissions data and records are held as essential infrastructure. And so what does that mean? Well, we would deny federal workers access to our facilities and the emissions information that they contain. And Alberta will continue its pursuit to double our oil and gas production to meet the growing global demand for energy. Scrap the oil and gas production cap today. Get rid of Bill C-69, the No New Pipelines Act, today. Scrap the insane electric vehicle mandates and federal electricity regulations right now, and approve oil and gas pipelines and transportation corridors through BC, the north, and to the east coast, and guarantee that neither the federal government nor any other province will block Alberta from the ports and pipe that we need to get our resources to market. So we didn't sign up for Confederation 100 or so years ago to be landlocked and taken advantage of in perpetuity. And of course I say these things knowing full well that the new Prime Minister has shown no interest in freeing Alberta in this way. Just read his book, Values. It literally says that what his so-called values are. So I don't have much faith in Justin Trudeau 2.0. He is leading the same band of cabinet ministers who are now claiming victory by removing their own destructive carbon tax that they've been defending for the last 10 years. I mean, even the eco-extremist former Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault is still in cabinet. But that shouldn't surprise any of us, given that the new Prime Minister is a whole new level of climate zealot and eco-extremist. From his decades-long push for net zero banking that sought to make it impossible for banks to invest in oil and gas, to his promise now to massively increase carbon taxes on our industry, make no mistake, he wants to eviscerate our oil and gas industry. It's right in his book. In Canada, our national identity, unity, our freedom, and our future are at a monumental crossroads. It is likely that soon Canadians will be headed to the ballot box to be able to vote in the most pivotal federal election that we have had in our lifetimes. For 10 years, 10 very long and bitter years, and frankly, ever since the first Trudeau sat in the Prime Minister's office, Liberal and NDP elites in Ottawa have done absolutely everything in their power to destroy our province. So, to the new Prime Minister and the Liberal Party, I have one message. Alberta has had enough. Enough with Ottawa trampling over our provincial jurisdiction like Canada's Constitution doesn't exist. Enough with the meaningless virtue signaling climate policies that only make Canadians poorer and threaten our energy security. Enough of their screw the West, we'll take the rest mentality. Enough with their soft on crime policies that let repeat offenders roam the streets on bail. Enough with their unsafe supply, their open border policies, their censorship laws, the list goes on and on. My friends, there is only one real choice for Canada for our next Prime Minister. There is only one leader who will dismantle the nation-killing policies of the Liberals and NDP, and that, my friends, is federal Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilevre. I have faith that Pierre will unleash Canada's energy sector like we have never seen before. He will free Alberta from being landlocked by the federal laws and policies we've had to endure. He will bring back law and order to our cities and fix the Liberals' open border immigration system. He will fix the bloated budget He will rebuild our distinguished military and end the leftist lunacy that we have had to suffer under for 10 long years. Friends, this is not an election that we can sit on the sidelines for. That is why I hope all of you here today are able to find the time to support our federal Conservative friends during their upcoming election campaign, and call all your friends and family across the country and ask them to do the same. We cannot lose this election. There is just too much at stake. Strong and free, that is our provincial motto. It's who we are as a people. It's who we will always be. We are a shining city on the hill where people from all across this country and all around the world flock to for the opportunities that only Alberta provides. And our beautiful capital city, also a shining city on a hill, is an integral part of what makes our province the best place on earth to live and work and raise a family. May Alberta remain forever strong and free.